Never depend on single income. Make investments to create a second source. With this, I Akanksha here for you all. Welcome you and hoping for your well-being. Would like to proceed further, but before that, I would like to tell that you must watch my previous video clearly for better and clear understanding, that is basic concepts of macroeconomics part 1 part 2, circular flow of income part 1 part 2. So let's just start with the very interesting concepts now. Before starting the very creative concept, I would like to discuss about the three very important facts here on which whole national income aggregate depends, that is depreciation, net factor income earned from abroad, and net indirect tax. In previous video already we have discussed what is depreciation, so here we will start with causes of depreciation. Now, what is the causes of depreciation? First cause, that is wear and tear. Wear and tear, it represent that with the regular use of any fixed assets, its value get depreciated. For example, if machine get used continuously for 10 years, it get corroded, which decrease the value of that machine. Second reason, obsolescence. As when new technology came in market, the remaining fixed asset became outdated. Third reason, physical factor, as because of flood and earthquake, automatically the value of fixed asset get depreciated. Then the next, deflection of time, that every company is having their own patent and copyright, so after certain fixed time limit of ownership it get expired. Now the last, that is depletion, as because of continuously extraction of coal and mine, the wasting assets, that is mine and quarries, value get depreciated. So here is the certain reason of causes of depreciation, but as according to the class 12th level, you will go for the passage of time, wear and tear, and obsolescence. Now, why provision for depreciation reserve fund made, or what is depreciation reserve fund? It refers to the provision which is required for the replacement of fixed assets on annual basis. It will be more clear with this example. Suppose if machine has been purchased for rupees 10 lakh and its expected lifetime will be of 10 years, means after 10 years it will be completely consumed up or get depreciated. So here the provision made for depreciation reserve fund or replacement cost will be 1 lakh per year. Then only within 10 years completely 10 lakh provision will be made for the replacement of machine. So here is now next concept, that is difference between depreciation and capital loss. So let's go in detail for this. So very first, depreciation. It refers to fall in the value of fixed assets which occur due to normal wear and tear, that is regular use, passage of time, and expected obsolescence. And also provision for depreciation reserve fund is made to replace the depreciated value of fixed assets or depreciated machines. On the other hand, capital loss refers to loss in the value of fixed assets due to unexpected loss, which occur due to natural calamities like fire, earthquake, flood, theft, etc., or because of the changes in the market situation, where market recession occur, which create fall in the market value of assets. So after completing depreciation, I would like to start next topic, that is net factor income earned from abroad. It refers to the difference between the income received from the rest of the world and factor income paid to the rest of the world. So when we have to calculate this, we are going to use this formula. Now let's know what is the factor income earned from abroad and factor income paid to abroad. So first, factor income from abroad. It refers to the income earned by the normal resident of our country from the rest of the world in the form of salaries, wages, rent, interest, and dividend. For example, if a normal resident of our country invest in the share in foreign countries, So he will receive the part of profit from the foreign countries, which will be the factor income earned from the abroad. Now, factor income paid to abroad. It refers to the factor income paid to the normal residents of other countries, that is non-residents, for their factor services provided within our economic territory. Now the question arises, when net factor income earned from abroad can be positive, negative or zero. So here is your answer. NFIA is positive when income earned from abroad is more than income paid to abroad. NFIA is negative when income earned from abroad is less than income paid to abroad. And NFIA is zero when income earned from abroad is equal to income paid to abroad. In short, net factor income earned from abroad tells about the actual income earned through the rest of the world, where the income received will be deducted by the income paid to abroad or rest of the world. Now let's move on the next topic for today. So what is net indirect tax? It refers to the difference between indirect tax and subsidies, which means we will get net indirect tax when we will deduct the subsidies provided by government on goods from the indirect tax paid by the taxpayer or consumer on the production of goods and services. Now the question arises, what is indirect tax and subsidies? Indirect tax refers to those tax imposed by government on the production of goods and services. It will be more clear by the suppose if goods cost is 500 and the tax imposed by government is of 10%, that is 50 rupees. Then after imposition of tax, the value of good will be 500. So by this we able to know that imposition of indirect tax will increase the cost of goods. On the other hand, what is subsidies? These are imposed by government which decrease the value of goods. It will be more clear by the example. So here is your example. Suppose if the cost of LPG cylinder is 500 and the subsidy provided by government on that LPG cylinder gas is 10%. So subsidy will be 15, and now the value of goods, or we can say the value of LPG cylinder which consumer has to pay, that will be 450, because 50 is the subsidy which paid by government and the rest 450 paid by the consumer. So now let's move on the next topic, difference between factor cost and market price. Factor cost already we have gone through previous video in detail. So what is factor cost? Factor cost refers to the cost incurred by the firm during the production, whereas market price is the cost of commodity when sold in a given market. Means when after production a commodity came in the market for selling, you will see it include tax also. So market price include tax, and it will be more clear to you with the example. As if you will see this packet, here clearly it's written MRP rupees 70 inclusive of all taxes. It means market price include taxes also. That is, it refers to the price which is the final price for the selling in the market. So now here is the main topic. What is national income aggregate? National income refers to the money value of all final goods and services produced within the domestic territory, which also includes net factor income earned from the abroad within an accounting year. And here are some of the different concepts, which is national income aggregates divided into market price, factor cost, like gross domestic product at market price, net domestic product at market price. So all these national income aggregates we will study in detail in next video of mine. And for this only we have studied today that depreciation, net factor income earned from abroad, net indirect tax, and factor cost, market price in detail, as all national income aggregates are completely dependent on this concept only. Thank you, student, as you have learned a lot today. So I want you to think more about regarding this concept, and uh, you keep on subscribing so that if any new videos will come, you come to know and continues to get the interesting facts and knowledge regarding the concepts.